For all your photo, video, and voiceover needs, check out the fine folks at Blueberry Productions. They will take good care of you. If you don't believe me, you can see for yourself. Check out their work at blueberryproductions.tv, the Facebook page, Blueberry Productions, also a Vimeo page, a YouTube page, and it's Blueberry, BLUBERRY, Prod on Twitter. Check them out today. Blueberry Productions, great people, great work, great service.
Hey there, your yard took a real beating this summer. Luckily, Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard has your back. Just feed your grass with Scott's again this fall when the air is cool and the soil is warm. It's the perfect time to give your lawn a boost. If you do, Winter Guard will give your yard the nourishment it needs to help weak, thin grass recover and support root growth, giving you a greener, more resilient lawn both now and next spring. Guaranteed. Grab a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard today. You'll be back to barbecuing in no time. This is a Scott's Yard.
Hey parents, we all try to be extra careful with our children in the car, but then we get an important call or text. Remember, our children are watching. Make every drive a good example. Be in the zone. Turn off your phone. Visit childrenshospital.vanderbilt.org/BITZ to learn more about our Teen Driver Safety Program. Brought to you by Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, the Ford Motor Company Fund, and the Allstate Foundation.
Hello, my name is Travis Williams, President and CEO of Academics and Athletic Consulting, focusing on educating and empowering tomorrow's collegiate athletic leaders. My passion is for the education and genuine concern and care for today's student athlete. It's the centerpiece of my life's work. A college education, both in and out of the classroom, is a truly rewarding benefit. For more information on AAC, you can go to www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Once again, www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Or you can follow me on Facebook at Academics and Athletic Consulting, or Twitter at Coach TWill24, or Instagram Travis L. Williams 24. Or you can call me at 404-542-6079. Once again, AAC is very proud to partner with J.R. McHenry of the Bossman Radio Show, covering sports and entertainment across the country. Please tune in weekly for informative, entertaining, and expert analysis on today's sports and entertainment topics. Thank you.
Down in Mississippi Valley State, hiring this man. He's been an NBA veteran for years, defensively doing his thing for many years. Coach Lund, like I told off there, man, I was a fan of yours for years, man. How is it for the head coaching job down here after a few years off out of the game now, leading another SWAC? Where you from the SWAC in your early career?
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's fascinating for me to, it's how life goes full circle. My home state, where I'm from, not far from where I was born, and close to my mom. Just a lot of things that emotionally I'm attached to in Mississippi, and man, it's just it's been an overwhelming feeling to be back home and to be doing, teaching and grooming young men and doing the sport I love.
And, Coach, it's very important in the SWAC. I came from Tennessee State University, HBCU school in Nashville. So, being an HBCU, I feel like it's a big responsibility to help our young men grow, be good examples for our young black men, that there is opportunity to get an education and play ball, be successful in life, because of guys like me, yourself and me, who have HBCU products, are living successful lives right now.
Right. It's really important, and I think it's a dire need in the HBCUs to let kids know that, you don't have to go to a Power 5 program to necessarily be successful. It's all about, what you do where you are. And I'm a big advocate of that, a product of that. So, not saying that there's nothing wrong doing it the other way. There isn't, but there isn't just one way to do it. And there are a lot of mid-major programs that are doing well, that are producing pros, guys that you watch every night in the playoffs. There's a lot of mid-major players in the NBA that are on that stage and that are stars. So it's all about your commitment to getting better, your commitment to the game, your commitment to being a solid citizen and willing to learn. And you can, if that's what your heart desires, man, you can make it from anywhere you go.
And Mississippi Valley State, coach, I feel like you're going to do well because you are a point guard. You're like a coach on the court already. So I feel like that position already helps you in this role. I know you've been an assistant for years in the NBA and in college under Nate Oates down there as well. He's done Alabama. So how you feel about you being a point guard and now you be able to coach and teach guys the game of basketball because as a point guard, you pretty much are a coach on the court.
Right. I always talk about the dynamic of being a smaller player growing up and how I had to learn. I always tell people I think the reason it's harder for taller guys to kind of adapt to the aspect of coaching all the dynamics of a team is because they got to cheat the game a little bit. When you're taller, you get to cheat the game. I had to learn the game A, B, C, D. Some of those guys got to skip B, and they skipped
exactly.
D. They went straight to D. So I had to learn all the little intricate details, tricks of the trade because I was a smaller guy. I think that does give guards advantages. Not to say that the big guys can't be great coaches, as is evident. Phil Jackson was a big guy. He was one of the best ever to do it. So it can be done, and I think Patrick Ewing is doing a great job. But I think that does give you a different insight. It gives you a different way of teaching and instructing guys from the ground up. I can go through several things that I went through, and I can recall things that the way I learned it and how I had to apply it to teaching guys. And I'm just fascinated to get started, man. It's always been a dream of mine to have my own program, and thanks to Dr. Briggs and Miss Forkey trusting me to kind of lead the school in a new direction and doing some great things.
Mississippi Valley State, to me, coach, you can get guys 5 different ways. You can go international guys, JUCO guys, a grad transfer, a sit one, play how many years they got left, or a high school senior. So I feel like you can get guys at any level, any 5 other ways to get guys to come on and play for you, because especially a guy wants a second chance. Because a lot of times guys want to go to that mid-major school. They get the scholarship offer, but they sit on the bench, don't get what they want, and then they're in that portal on transfer out. So I feel like you guys can be a good opening, because a lot of grad schools are great for the young black men to come back to and play it and play real well and get a career in the NBA if they that good, the G League, or overseas in Europe somewhere, or in Asia.
Absolutely, and I remember my press conference, and one of the questions was, am I going to recruit from the Delta? And I told him, of course I am. We signed a kid from the Delta, kid Kimball, who's going to be an awesome player. But I'm not going to discriminate where I recruit from. I'm going to recruit international. I'm going to recruit from all the different connections that I've made over my career, and people entrusting me, with their kids, and just the relationships and how I treated people. I always say that, it's how you treat people, when you're up and when you come back around and see those people. You never know how those relationships will cultivate. And thank God that, I was always a humble guy. My father always told me, say what you mean what you say. And the biggest thing you can have in his life is your word. And I've stuck by that my entire career, my life. And, man, I've had a great response with some parents recruiting their kids. And, I'm just excited to get started. And I know we got a lot of work to do. And it won't come overnight, and it won't be easy, but I'm all up for the task. And I think we got a chance to, create something special.
And I know you'll be happy when summertime comes, get some of the guys back on campus for those sessions there to kind of implement your system, get some workouts with those guys, kind of evaluate what you have on the roster now, and also kind of recruiting the guys on the team next to make you feel loved. And, hey, I want you to be a part of this program now. I chose you guys. I chose to coach you guys, and keeping guys around in that realm as well.
Absolutely. The guys that are coming back, I met with them already, and I told them, if you want to be here, you're going to have an opportunity to work and earn everything you get, and that's the way it'll be. That's how I was taught, and that's how, I'll run my program. It's going to be a challenge because a lot of guys, to get somewhere you've never been, you have to do things you've never done, and so some of these guys are going to be pushed to the point where, they don't think they can make it, but, it'll be okay if you just push through and hang with it, and it'll make us better.
You got there, right, Coach? And I know you're a defensive guy, man. You love defense, so I'm pretty sure you're going to base your team from a defensive point, kind of fit the offense around whatever guys you got. So when people watch you guys play next year, what do you want them to take away from watching your team play in the SWAC and on non-conference next year?
Well, hopefully we can create a brand of basketball that's exciting. I tell young kids when I'm teaching them fundamentals from the ground up is, you got to learn to dribble, pass, and shoot. You have to learn those fundamentals, and you learn to defend and keep adding to your game and building on your fundamentals, and that's what we'll do. But I want to play up tempo. When I was at Jackson State, we played Coach Andy Stogland and Coach Al Perry. We averaged over 80 points a game. We put the ball in the hole and we played fast. And that's how I want to play. The game is really turned into a space and pace type of game, and man, I'm all for it. And you just have to make sure you have the personnel that you can do that with. I have guys that can put the ball in the hole. And defensively, I think with our schemes and teaching the fundamentals and the way we want to play, we'll be great there as well. But we want to play exciting basketball. We want to get up and down, and we want to have some guys out on the floor that can put the ball in the hole and be exciting.
Non-conference where I was coaching, I know you guys have some guarantee games you have to play to raise money for the university. Beyond those guarantee games, how do you feel like you'll go back to non-conference schedule once you're able to make a schedule going forward?
In our situation, we have to take those guarantee games to fund our program. Unfortunately, that's what we have to do until we can build it up where we can be, self-sufficient. But, we'll approach those games like we do any other games. We'll see where we are talent-wise and we try to, develop our talent to be better. I always say, when I'm scouting kids or looking for kids to fit our program, we may not be able to get that 3- and 4-star kid, but if I can find a 2-star kid and we can turn him into a 4-star, it's just as good. It's just a little more work.
Yes, indeed.
I've never had a problem working. I wasn't a 5-star. I wasn't a 4-star. I don't even think I was a star kid, but I worked and I turned myself into a pretty good player.
Yeah, that's right. Player development coach is so important, Coach Hunter, because, Washington, I worked for the Hawks as my other gig, so I saw the Hawks develop players, and Coach Bud, how he had a development plan for those players, and Coach Pierce this year, and I just seeing how the Hawk players improve, like Mike Muscala, John Collins, Dwayne Dedman, and adding the three-point shot to his game, Alex Lynn. I watched those guys out of play development, and the coaches work with them before practice, doing pregame, getting those guys better on the court, man. So that play development piece is so important to a guy. I remember when I was playing ball back then, Coach Frankie Allen also was a camp. You want to add one new thing to your game each summer. Try to add one more thing to your game each summer.
Absolutely. It's crucial. It's vital in our game today because, basketball has become a dominant skill game. If you're watching, college or pros, you're noticing the guys that are skilled are the guys that are succeeding. You still will find a throwback player, a special guy like Ben Wallace every now and then who can dominate the game without scoring. And if you can do that, man, you're going to be a gem to somebody's program because I'm always looking for a guy like that. But if you can develop and enhance the skill level of your guys, man, and get them playing above what people perceive them to be, man, you can do some special things.
And, Coach, who are some guys in your career, maybe players, coaches, or outside of the game, who really helped mold you, inspire you to be the coach you are today, and the person you are, as you say here today, as a coach at Mississippi Valley State?
It was a lot of guys throughout my life that kind of, touched my life along the way and told me, they always told me, I was such a gym rat and I loved the game so much. Starting with my dad, we never planned for me to be a pro. We just, my dad, when I got to be pretty good and I could get a scholarship to play basketball in college, our goal was, my dad was like, you get your education, and if you really love the game, you can always coach the game if you want to, stay around it and get involved in it. And that's what my dad told me from the beginning. And, I just kept working and kept developing and, got to the next level and really got a great understanding of the pro game and the college game. And, just through my experiences with Coach Dave Whitney, who was the first guy to sign me out of high school, to Andy Stoglin, to Coach Al Perry. All those guys, man, put a lot in me, and I've taken a lot of things from a lot of different people. Coach Larry Brown helped me out a lot of allowing me to do certain things in practice, even when I was a player. Lance Blank, who hired me as a scout, and I worked my way up to being the head of player development at Phoenix, to end up being the interim head coach. With Coach Mark Jackson, who hired me in Golden State, who really allowed me to grow in my role as his assistant there. Pete Myers, who took me under his wing and always taught me, and he always encouraged me and told me, man, you're gonna be a great head coach, man. You got what it takes. You got the knowledge, you got the courage, and you always tell the truth, And all those guys along the way, man, touched my life and inspired me to do what I'm doing today.
I can't read my mind, Coach. I want to talk to you about the Golden State Warriors team 2013 and 14. To me, Coach, Mark Jackson laid the foundation for what you guys see that we see today. Because that defensive, he brought out them boys and molded them young men. Now, Kurt, with the offense, they took it to another level. But I feel like Mark Jackson and y'all staff don't get enough credit for what you all did for Steph, Clay, and Draymond Green and those guys out there in Golden State. We always, rant and rave about, how Coach Jackson established that culture there and create the family environment in Golden State, man. He did such an awesome job, and, still waiting on him to get another shot because I think he deserves it. We all remember what Golden State used to be. They weren't a very good team. They had a run with, Tim Hardaway and Chris Mullin, but after that, it kind of went back to what it was, and he changed that, and you can't take that away from him. I just pray to God he gets another shot to get him a team and be able to kind of win him a championship, and I think he deserves it. Much I love him on the ESPN. Let us see him on the sideline again as well, Coach Hunter. I really enjoy him. When I see you guys come to Atlanta, I would love to talk to him in pregame, postgame. He's always a man who wants to give you a few minutes of his time. So he definitely deserves definitely another gig, most definitely. Now, I want to ask you, as Miss Coach, you've been in NBA and college games trying to get close to the NBA. Do you think maybe the advancement of the ball and the last wins of the college game, maybe us and going to quarters, also the shot clock maybe be something to be good for the college game to get kind of sync it up with the NBA and FIBA?
Absolutely. I think there are certain aspects of the college game that I think they'll start to kind of adapt that is part of the pro game. But you do have some college purists who don't want to change anything, But I think if we're being honest and we're preparing some of these guys to play at the next level and play overseas and play, professionally somewhere, you have to do that because that's what it's supposed to be, a level up, And we're supposed to have something that is preparing young men and our young women to, play at that next level. So I think you'll see more things adapted to the college game that'll be emulating what they do in the NBA.
And the SWAC as a league, Coach, to me, is getting better and better. You got Sean Woods out on the bluff at Southern, Johnny Jones takes the Southern, my man Dylan Howard over there at Alabama A&M. You guys got a league full of great coaches, man. I know another guy named Coach Peel, which was Johnny Jones' assistant over at Texas Southern. So as a league coach, your league is getting better and better and better. So I can only imagine the quality of talent you're trying to recruit to bring you to that league, because the league, to me, is on the rise.
Oh, definitely it's on the rise. And I think you got to give a lot of credit to Mike Davis, what he did when he was in the league. It was just, he dominated the league. And Coach Davis is another guy that's dear to my heart, and a guy that, this past season, man, has allowed me to practically be on his staff. I've been in every staff meeting. I'm at games. I'm in his meetings after games. Before games, and he's really took me under his wing, man, and taught me a lot. And he's helping me as we speak, preparing to start my collegiate coaching career. Coach Davis has been instrumental and monumental in my life, helping me grow and develop as a head coach.
Coach, I come up for you. I want to ask you, how was it to play at the Omni in Atlanta? I know I was younger then. Like, I remember when they blew up the Omni, I was like 12 years old. So I was around when it was Omni. So how was it to play at the Omni? And how was it to play at Phillips Arena when you got to come on the road to come play the Hawks when the Hawks was pretty bad for a while there too? Just it was a free, easy. Oh, yeah, we got the Hawks. This is good. We're going to have a good time today. Let's get some stats tonight. How was it, man?
For me, because it was coming back down south, not a long drive from my hometown, so I had a lot of people that would come over to see me. My mom and my dad would always come over, and so that was always a treat for me. And being back down south, I always enjoyed that. And playing in Atlanta, I remember we lost to the Hawks when they were good. When they had Mutombo and Steve Smith and Mookie Blaylock, and we battled them, and that's when the first round was like 5 games.
I remember that.
And we battled those guys, and we didn't come away winning. But I just remembered, all those times and the memories. And man, it was different when I knew the Omni was going to be gone, and it was totally different. Still great city though, great atmosphere for us. And I love going to the southern cities and playing in front of those crowds and being close to home.
Coach, I'll argue with guys since I said the Hawks back in the day, they had 4 legit All-Stars too. It was Leitner, Mookie Blaylock, Dikembe, and Steve Smith. You can't argue that the Hawks had a All-Star team then. So when guys they complain about the Golden State Warriors are stacking up, the Hawks had good players back then. So did Utah. So it was about drafting good players and developing the guys. It wasn't like the thing that changed for me, Coach, the guys would trade away and sign away to kind of team up. Back in the day, it happened organically like he did the Golden State with Draymond and Stephen Clay. So the Hawks, back in the day, when you played, had 4 legit All-Stars on the team. Hell, they beat the Bulls one game in Chicago, right. And then Chicago got together again, and then they beat them in 5. But you can see it happened, though.
Oh, it happens all the time. I laugh at people now who frown upon what the Warriors did and then look at KD and say, oh, he shouldn't have done that. I'm like, times have changed. And not that, there weren't what they call super teams back in the day, because there were teams with plenty of All-Stars and plenty of Hall of Famers. The Celtics were loaded, always, So it happens. It's just, the way it happens now, because players have a lot more, been empowered a lot more. It's just different because guys are using their power and using their free agency to, make the moves that they want to make to advance their careers. And I guarantee you, if KD wins, 3 rings in a row or whatever, we won't be talking so much about, he played with, 4 All-Stars. We'll be talking about, no, KD was a bad boy and he won. He was MVP Finals twice, Finals and MVP. So, that won't matter, in the grand scheme of things. So, and guys are gonna. I put it to like this: if I was working a regular job and somebody offered me, $3 more, guess what? I'm going to take that job. So it's
exactly.
The same thing. It's the same thing. So people make a big deal out of it.
I'm with you. If I get a better radio deal, no offense to my producers, if I get a better radio deal, I'm gone. So I'm with you.
Right.
Now, Coach, I'm not gonna lie. Memphis gave me an offer. I said, I'm good. I love living in Atlanta, living in Memphis. I said, I love the barbecue, but I'm saying ATL, I'm good. Now, that's what I got for you, Coach, is my man. I love the PA dude in Detroit, John Mason. He's giving us something. Detroit. I was that dude, man. I missed the final countdown. We used to come out with the final countdown. I miss all of that. I wish they would go back to it, but how was it to have him hype the crowd up and hype you guys up? Did y'all talk about how his funny calls he'll come up with for Rip and Chauncey and those guys, and how he just off the rip he'd come up with something real fresh for you guys before the game started?
Well, we knew he was special because all the other all the players in the league was like, man, we love you guys, Pierre. Now he's different, man. And so, you know, we were so used to it, and we knew, you know, Mason would get everybody fired up, you know, with the big Detroit basketball and all those things. It was just exciting, and some of the flavor he added, you know, during the games, you know, it always got the crowd hyped, and it got us hyped. So he's special, man. And you know, when you have a special situation like that, like we had, it doesn't come around a lot. You know, you had a bunch of guys who, you know, we were like 10 deep with that team, and you know, we could put 5 different guys on the court and still not, you know, miss a beat, and it was fun to play with. It was a really family oriented team. We all got on each other. We all respected each other, and we won a championship and went to 6 straight finals. You know, back-to-back championships. You know, went to back-to-back championships. We lost to the Spurs in 7, but you know, just being on that stage and being in an environment like that, man, it really taught me a lot about, you know, how to expect to be a championship caliber team.
Yes, indeed. Coach Hunter, we're going to talk to you, man. I told you that I was a fan of yours for years, man. I love what you guys did in Detroit, man. I'm really sure the best of luck. And if you don't have a recruiting coach, feel free to stop by the studio here. Anytime I see you number off the air, coach. Love to have you come in the studio and talk ball with us, man. It was very fun and exciting for me to talk to you today, man. I was a fan of you for years, coach.
I appreciate that, and I'm definitely going to do that.
Yes, indeed, folks. Lindsey Hunter people here on the Bossman Show.
Hip-hop fans, I got a great album for you. The debut album from Family Grind ENT, True Speech and 313 Fresh. We're going to give you 2 discs, 33 songs of pure, genuine hip-hop. Albums available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, illstreetrex.com, and streaming live right now on Rhapsody, Beats Music, Spotify, Xbox Music, Slacker Radio, and SoundCloud. Check them out today. True Speech and 313 Fresh. Family Grind ENT. Believe in it. Get it.
A gorgeous tan from Suntan City gives you an inner glow that relights the fire when you run into your first crush.
Vicky, who was that?
An old boyfriend.
Lucky you just tanned at Suntan City.
Lucky he's single. We're doing lunch tomorrow.
Won't be single for long then.
During Tour of the City, try all 5 tans, including spray tan, for just $4.99. Restrictions may apply. Click to buy now.
Suntan City, let yourself shine.
When you're a teen, you finally get to make some of your own decisions. Who are you going to hang out with? What do you want to be? Are you going to glance at that text while driving? Remember, a split second is all it takes for something tragic to happen. Be in the zone. Turn off your phone. Visit childrenshospital.vanderbilt.org/BITZ to learn more about our teen driver safety program. Brought to you by Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, the Ford Motor Company Fund, and the Allstate Foundation.
It's maybe the night that my dreams might let me know. All the stars are closer. All the stars are closer.
Tell me what you gonna do to me. Confrontation ain't nothing new to me. You could bring a bullet, bring a sword, bring a morgue, but you can't bring the truth to me.
Alexa, play Kendrick Lamar and SZA.
Okay.
Maybe the night that my dreams might let me know. All the stars are closer.
With Amazon Music, a voice is all you need. Get tens of millions of songs. Download the Amazon Music app today.
Yeah, it's your man JC, the host with the most, baby, and it goes down each and every Saturday night right here in the city of Memphis. That's right, y'all. It goes down at Clicks Sports Bar Memphis, baby. 3705 Malco Way, Memphis, Tennessee 38125. Come out and join us, the Three Kings, each and every Saturday night for the livest karaoke in the city. Everybody gets in free till 10 p.m. Only $5 after. Great food. We got drink specials. We got all kind of games, man. We got the pool tables popping. Whatever you want, we got you, man. Come on out. Have a good time with us each and every Saturday night. That's Clicks Sports Bar, Memphis.